Hey guys, Lone Games Guy here, and welcome to Cold War. Uh, I'm, I, I just full disclosure, I'm not playing this because I legitimately enjoy this game. I'm just playing this because I find it's just good. It's just good turn your brain off fun. This game is free right now on the PlayStation Store, and I downloaded it because last time I played this game was like 2 years ago, and I didn't really like it. But now I'm finding some more enjoyment in it. So and I'm enjoying it now that I'm like really just not trying, and I'm just like turning my brain off and just shooting people. So hey, so yeah, I'm getting some enjoyment out of that. But anyways, Fnaf Cold War? What? I messed up. Call of Duty Cold War is not the reason why I turned on the stream today. I did not turn on the stream today just to play Cold War with you guys. I turned it on to talk about Fnaf Ruin and my thoughts on it. I'm going to be making an extended video like later at a different time, but right now I just want to give my raw thoughts on Fnaf Ruin and Five Nights at Freddy's as a whole. So I'll wait until the game starts to start saying some things. Right now I'm just gonna collect my thoughts, you know what I'm saying? And just really just process what I'm gonna say, because I have a lot of things to say. So I'm just gonna wait for a game to start while I do some things real quick. In other news, Evo is happening right now. That's pretty hype. Hopefully we're going to get... We already got a trailer for Project L. And we're also supposed to get something for MK1 later today. Well, not later today, but later at the event. So, hopefully it's later today. Hopefully. But, yeah. Our match's about to start. So yeah, I'm just like taking sneak peeks at freaking Evo while I'm playing this and discussing FNAF. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. So, what did I think of the FNAF Ruin DLC? I wish I could say that I found it a major improvement over the first game. I wish I could say that. But honestly, that just wouldn't be the truth. I found the game at first, like within the first 20 to 30 minutes, I thought they made some major improvements until I discovered that no, they really didn't. Like they really didn't. Like the game is just I will give it this. The gameplay loop looks more interesting, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just, oh, you search around the Pizzaplex, now it's like this AR like stuff and crap like that. They do some cool things with that visually. I will give the game, the DLC, this. With the whole Vanny Mask thing, they do some cool visual stuff with it. Right? I feel like the visual presentation is pretty good. But when it comes to like the actual gameplay itself, like has the actual gameplay itself improved? In my opinion, absolutely not. In my opinion, absolutely not. I find it to be the same fetch questy BS. However, the only difference is that now it looks cooler. When you break the gameplay down to its core elements, it is the exact same. When you break the gameplay down to its core elements, I swear to you, it is like the exact same type of gameplay loop, except again, it just looks cooler now. But after about the first hour of playing the game, I was already getting sick of, oh my gosh, guys, there's security nodes that you have to find. Cassie, you have to find the security nodes or whatever the freak. You have to locate these random like objects throughout the map that you have to scan. You have to locate these random objects and scan them, and then when you're done scanning all the objects, you have to go back to the freaking bunny icon thing, and then you have to solve a puzzle in order to and then you're done with the task pretty much. And that's what the gameplay loop is for the entirety of the game. It really does not change beyond that.
Taking C.
And I mean, like, you do have some extra stuff, I guess, with the whole security cameras and stuff. You have some extra stuff, I guess, because they do introduce, like, I don't know, like a whole thing with the security cameras where you have to, like, locate something on the cameras and then like match them up in order. Like, I'm having trouble describing it, but it's literally like, hey, you have like icons that you have to locate through the cameras throughout the map, and you have to scan them, and you have to and you have to scan them. That's pretty much it. You have to scan them in order. And that is pretty much it. That is the other, like, gameplay stuff that they give you throughout this game. Other than that, the gameplay loop is pretty much the same as Security Breaches, which is just, hey, find this thing. Find this thing, find that thing. Yeah. That's about it. Hey, find this thing, find that thing, and there you go. There you go. That's the gameplay loop. And I find that extremely annoying. I find that extremely annoying because it's literally the exact same as Security Breach. It's the exact freaking same. It's just, it looks cooler. But at the end of the day, the gameplay loop stays the same throughout the entire freaking game. They don't really introduce anything interesting or new. It's just like, hey, Cassie, find this random object through using the Vanity Network mask. There you go. That's the gameplay loop. Like, hey, find this. Like, and I honestly, after the first hour, it gets so tedious, especially as they start to increase the level of nodes you have to find throughout the game. They increase the amount of, like, things you have to find or whatever, and I don't know if they think this is fun, if they think this is, I don't know, like, I don't know why they think this is insanely fun, but it's just freaking not, bro. It is just not, bro. It's not freaking fun to just continuously have to find these stupid freaking security nodes. Like, forever. Throw this guy there. Like, you just have to find these freaking security nodes. And, yeah. That's what the gameplay is. Find the security nodes, Cassie. That's about it. And it would at least be somewhat better if the objects you had to scan, like, had some sort of, like, not gameplay, but lore significance or whatever, and we'll get into the freaking lore later. But, it would be better if they had some sort of lore significance or some sort of callback or something like that, but no, it's just like random items like, hey, scan this barrel, hey, scan this traffic cone, or whatever the freak. Like, literally, at one point you have to scan a traffic cone, and it's like, bro, why? Like, why though? Why are these things, like, how does this whole security system freaking work? This is so confusing. It's legit like that. It's just stuff like that, and you're just like, bro, like, this is just boring. Like, this is honestly just boring. Like, after the first hour, it gets so boring just to have to continuously just fetch these freaking nodes or whatever. It just gets so boring. High key. So, while in my first stream I may have said that the gameplay did seem to have some improvements, at the end of the day, I was wrong. Because the gameplay just, it stays the same fetch questy, it has the same fetch questy formula for the entire for the entirety of the freaking game, and Woody W. Dutt had a good word for it. It was like freaking puzzle padding. High key. It was like they were padding the game's runtime through puzzles, and I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. It literally felt like they were just legit just padding the game's freaking runtime. Wait, who's hitting me? Oh, someone's over there. I had to get serious for a moment though. I was just like down in the same spot. I had no idea why. But anyways, like puzzle padding is a wonderful way to describe it because that's what it is. I did not know that was a person. That's what it is. Like they are just freaking like padding the game's runtime through puzzles and this gameplay BS. Where it's just like, hey, find this, find that, find these nodes, and towards the end, they start to increase the number of nodes you have to find, and it's just like so tedious. It's not fun whatsoever. It's just freaking tedious. That's all it is, and it sucks. It sucks. It really does. So yeah, that's how I feel about the gameplay. That's how I feel about the gameplay. At first, it may seem like it's a big improvement over Security Breach, but at the end of the day, it really is not. It's like the same stuff. It's just like it just looks cooler. That's it. It's just more visually interesting. But that visual, that effect of it becoming more visually interesting wears off when you just realize that you have to do the same freaking thing over and over and over and over again. So yeah, that's how I feel about the gameplay of Security Breach, Ruin. So let's talk about the story. Let's talk about the story. I found the story absolutely abysmal, like absolutely abysmal. Like I will get more into this. Trust me as we go on, but the game. Here's what I was hoping the game would be. Here's what I wanted the game to be. I wanted the game to provide answers on some of the things that happened in Security Breach. High key. Some of the weird, nonsensical, just odd things that happen in Security Breach. And I wanted the game to expand on things that were not expanded upon in the first Security Breach. For instance, like Vanny. Who the freak is Vanny? Is Vanny Vanessa? What is going on there? Oh, someone has a chopper? Are you kidding me? I know that's over camp. Actually, I probably have some. I don't know who. Freak. But, anyways. Like, I was hoping Ruin would possibly expand on Vanny's character. Or Vanessa's character. Or whatever. High key. I was hoping to expand on that. I was hoping to expand on Gregory's character. For instance, what was he doing in the Pizzaplex? How did he get in? Why couldn't, Grandma Freddy find anything about Gregory in his freaking database or anything like that? Does Gregory have parents? Where'd he come from? Is Gregory homeless? Are the homeless theories correct? Is he a robot? I just wanted answers of who Gregory was, why he was in the Pizzaplex, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, what the freak is going on there?
We have to take this.
Like, I just wanted some answers on that. But I guess it was wishful freaking thinking. Because, not only does this game not answer any questions that, you know, we had about Security Breach, but it also just straight up, like... thought someone was behind here. Not only does it not answer any questions, but it also just doesn't expand on anything in the first one. In fact, the game did exactly what I didn't want to do. It actually raised more questions. It raised more questions. My goodness, and that is not what we need out of the series right now, because the series... Ooh, let me save this for my thoughts on Fnaf overall. But, listen. Freaking Security Breach left me with a lot of questions. Just a ton of things, a ton of missing pieces. The game story was pretty much Swiss cheese. It felt like it was more focused on giving you questions than giving you actual like answers. Dang, going that ratio was terrible. But like the game doesn't really like give you any. Here's how I describe Security Breach for the longest time. I described it as a game with no story. And I believe that because Security Breach does not have a story. Things just happen. It just throws things in your face, and when you ask for elaboration, it just straight up denies it, bro. Like you get nothing, and it sucks. It honestly sucks. This is why I didn't like Security Breach, especially not a story. The gameplay stuff was a whole nother dimension of worms and freaking bugs and stuff like that. But when it came to just when talking about solely its story, that's why I completely despised it. Because I was just like, bro, this game doesn't give you no answers to anything, right? It's supposed to be a follow-up to Fnaf VR, yet it doesn't even feel like it because Glitchtrap doesn't even show up, and Vanny is barely a character. She barely does anything and barely shows up. So the two things that were hyped up leading into this game have like nothing to do with the game. It's so weird. It's so freaking weird. High key. And then you got, oh my gosh. And then you got like this game, which I was hoping will bring some answers. No, not answers, but I was hoping at least elaborate on at least some of the things that Security Breach just introduced and then just like didn't bother answering. Like I was hoping it would elaborate again. Who's Vanny? Is Vanny Vanessa? I was hoping to elaborate more on her character. I was hoping to elaborate more on Gregory's character. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we get a little more stuff about him or his background or whatever the freak. Like I was hoping it would elaborate on all that stuff. Literally. But instead, you get like nothing. You get nothing. You don't get what? How does me?
Hard point lost.
Okay.
Hard point is secure. Hard point lost.
Like yeah, the game doesn't bother answering any questions about Security Breach or elaborating on anything like that. Instead, it just goes ahead and proposes so many more questions. It's just like, bro. It's like, bro, what the freak, man? Like, what the F?
Hard point contested.
Like, it did the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. I wanted to answer more, and it said just gave me more questions. Like, for instance, what the freak is the Mexis program? Like, that the whole last 20 minutes of the game were so confusing, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how confusing it was. The whole last 20 minutes of this game was so odd. So, one, you have a whole, like, sort of, like, emotional scene with Cassie and Roxy or whatever the freak, which we just have no context for. We just have no context for, right? It's treated like this extremely emotional moment, but it's not, because we have like no freaking context on Cassie's relationship with Roxy. They never even tell us that they have a relationship, or that they have not a relationship, but like a previous connection, or because she is so distraught about having to kill Roxy in particular. Or, like, whatever. Like, she is so distraught. And it's played like this emotional scene. Like, they have, like, sad music playing in the background and everything. But yet, there's, like, no context behind this. Behind anything that's happening here. Oh, we did not know, like, how, like... Let me get my thoughts again. I'm getting into rant mode. I'm starting to get disconjointed. Okay.
Hardpoint locked down.
How are we supposed to know the relationship between these two characters? How are we supposed to know there was connection, Scott? Like, how are we supposed to know there's a connection? When you never establish one. Not only you never establish one, but we also, again, we get like zero context. The game does not delve any time into this, yet it treats it like it's like an emotional moment or whatever. I'm like, bro, I don't know anything that's happening here. I had no idea these characters had a past. I had no idea Cassie freaking knew Roxy other than, oh yeah, she's an animatronic at this place. Oh, she's a character.
Hardpoint locked down.
My guy, I had no idea. I have no freaking clue. I have no freaking clue why they just went ahead and just like treated that like an emotional moment when I had no idea what the freak was going on. I legit for a second thought I'd freaking dozed off somewhere in the story mode. I thought I dozed off somewhere, bro. I was like, bro, did they ever build this up? Like, why are they treating this like a super emotional moment? Did they ever build this up? Like, what the freak is going on here? Oh, they're dead. Never mind. It's just so odd. Like they wanted to make an emotional scene between human and animatronic, yet they just skipped all of the freaking extra steps. Like all of them. Like it's so stupid. Oh gosh. What else? What else we got? We got the whole mimic thing, the whole mimic situation. Hey. Oh, my. Oh wait, that was that. Like, okay, let's get into the mimic stuff. Okay, this is absurdly stupid. So, when I played the game, which is a few days ago, I was so confused because I was just like, bro, what the freak is the mimic? This is like a totally new animatronic. It wasn't in the first game. It was not in any of the extra content in the first game. It was in none of the secret endings. This is just a random animatronic now that has been luring us down here. I'm like, what the freak is the mimic? What is this thing? Right? That was just me the whole time. I was just like, bro, I don't understand what's happening with this. I don't know what is going on. Oh my gosh, I could have gotten one more kill.
We're losing this fight.
So, I was just confused of who even the mimic was. So I did some freaking research in the background. Apparently the mimic is like this. It's like the first animatronic with like an artificial intelligence. Oh my gosh, sorry friend. Like the first animatronic with like an artificial intelligence or some stuff, some crap like that. What? You're just camping? Okay, you know what?
Enemy spy plane inbound.
Where was I? Yeah, so you have the mimic. So apparently it's like this animatronic that's introduced in like like the Tales from the Pizzaplex or something like that, like and it's this animatronic that mimics behaviors and crap like that, and it can mimic voices and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Just that's what it is. Now here's the issue with that. That's a cool concept, I guess. I mean, it's not an original concept, but it's a cool concept for an animatronic in this franchise. I'll give it that. Here's the issue. how did the game explain to me who the Mimic was?
Hardpoint secure.
House for a minute. How did the game explain to me who the Mimic was and where it came from? It didn't. It legit just didn't bother explaining it. I had to look it up myself to discover what the freak the Mimic was. And by the way, I'm not a noob to the freaking Fnaf lore, right? I didn't like just get into this crap. I've been a fan since it came out, actually. Literally since the first freaking game came out. The game actually came out a freaking day before my birthday. It came out a day before my birthday. Hikey, in 2014. So, I am not a like a FNAF freaking noob or whatever the freak, right? I know the FNAF lore pretty in and out. And I was still scratching my freaking head talking about what the freak is the Mimic. I have no idea what this thing is. Like, what is it? Is it a new character? And apparently, it's not. It's not actually. It's just something that they just decided to throw into the freaking game. It's just a book character or a book villain we just decided to just throw into the game with like no context, no warning, no explanation, no nothing. You get nothing. High key. Now, obviously I called from the freaking beginning that Gregory wasn't really Gregory. That was an obvious twist. I wasn't confused by that. What I was confused by was this whole Mimic, was this whole like, what the freaky is this Mimic? What is this thing? Because this is not a character we came across in the original, in the base game. Neither is it a character we've ever seen before. So I'm like, bro, who the freak is this? Like, who is this? And I have a huge problem with that. I have a huge issue with that stuff because it also happened with the Blob, right? Oh, speaking of which, I also went like an inspection of the Blob. Like, what the freak is the Blob? Who is the Blob? Did it kill Afton? But we get none of those answers in this game. None of those answers. None of those. It's the most confusing BS you can. I can't make this crap up how confusing it is. So you're telling me this game not only. Sir, were you just crouching behind me, bro? Are you kidding me?
Hardpoint contested.
Like, so you're telling me. You're telling me that
Hardpoint is secure.
what was it saying? Oh yeah. So you're telling me that you're not only just not going to follow up on any of the questions, you're not going just on any of the questions that Security Breach presented, but you're also just going to introduce whole new characters that was not even in the first game. These niggas were not in the first game at all. Not even hinted at, not even alluded to. What's happening up there? And you're telling me I'm just supposed to know who this is because you're assuming that I'm reading the books or whatever the freak? It still doesn't explain, yo, how did they get into Pizzaplex? How did they get under there? It doesn't really explain any of that stuff. It's just like, oh well, it's here now. That's it. It's the Mimic and it's here. That's about it.
Hardpoint contested.
I'm sweating right now. Anyways, they give no context behind. Oh, are you kidding me? They give no concept behind who this villain is,
Head to Xville.
what their motivations are, where did they come from, how did they get under the Pizzaplex, how does Gregory know about it? That's a big question. How does Gregory know about it? Dang, this is really good. This is a really good, push. How does Gregory even know about this thing? Because again, as I've said like about 5 times already, we have never encountered this thing in their base game. Like, never. Sorry, I have to blow my nose, excuse me. Alright, I'm back, chat. Anyways, as I was saying, we have never encountered this thing in the base game. Ever. But Gregory knows about it somehow. And somehow he knows about this freaking Mexis program. Also, what the freak is the Mexis program? What is the Mexis program? We never encountered that in the first game. We never encountered that in the first game. So what is that? What is that? And how does Gregory know about it? When was this Mexis program developed? And by who? Because they just have this freaking computer just randomly under the whole Pizzaplex, under Roxy's Raceways. It's just like supposedly keeping it trapped under here somehow. Even though I don't really understand how it's keeping it trapped under there, when really, I think legit what was actually keeping it trapped under there was the freaking concrete freaking door. I think the concrete door was keeping it trapped more than the freaking Mexis program, so I don't really understand what it was doing, but yeah, how does Gregory know about the Mexis program?
Capture the objective.
How do you know about the Mimic? How does he know about the Mimic? You can't just throw crap in your story and give no explanation of like what it is or how the characters know about it. Because again, if you have a character who in the first game never encountered something, what's up, y'all? If you have a character that in the first game never encountered this thing, right? Never encountered this thing, and is implied to have escaped the Pizzaplex, because he says he's not even in there anymore, right? So if you have a character that has never encountered the Mimic, if Gregory has never encountered the Mimic, then how the freak does he know about it? How could he possibly know about it? And guess what? That's just never freaking explained. They don't even bother. They're just like, man, after your questions. They don't even bother giving you any freaking answers to any of this crap. It's baffling to me.
Hardpoint is secure.
It's baffling to me, man. Because it's just like, okay, and this is a whole issue with Fnaf as a whole. They just straight up just throw things at you without, and then they're gonna say like, oh, well, we'll give you the answers to this later, even though they legit never do. They quite literally never give you the answers to this crap later. What they want you to do is theorize about it. They want you to go online and theorize about, oh, what might this be? What might this be? Hey, why don't you just give me a freaking answer, though? Like, give me an answer. Low key.
Hardpoint located. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
It is just... It's just dumb, man. It's just dumb that I have to, like, do mental gymnastics to figure out what the freak is going on. It's dumb that I have to freaking look. I have to, like, read a whole separate piece of media. Which, by the way, I don't even know where this Mimic is even mentioned in the books. I don't even know where it's mentioned, because there's like 18,000 books. So like, which book is this specifically mentioned in? Like the 300th? And since the first Security Breach came out, they've been releasing a new book series called Tales from the Pizzaplex, where I'm assuming this mimic was mentioned. I'm assuming is where this mimic was mentioned. But that was over 2 years ago, so I don't even know how. I can only imagine how many installments they have now. I can only imagine how many installments they have now. So again, where am I supposed to look to find an explanation for this freaking game? For this game's ending and the game's villain and crap like that? Why do I have to go? Why do I have to go to a whole separate book? To a whole book? Why do I have to go scavenger hunting for a book to find out where, like, what the freak is happening in this ending? What's going on here? Does that book also explain how Gregory knows about the mimic?
Kicking our asses. Fight back, damn it.
Right? Does it explain that? Does it explain what the Mexis program is? Does it explain what happened to Vanny? Yeah, what happened to Vanny, guys? Like, we have her mask, but she just nowhere to be found. Like, legit nowhere to be found. Not any of the endings, not any of the secrets. Like, there's... I looked at everything, right? I looked at everything. Just trying to figure out, like, okay, is there anything that explains what the freak is going on here? Right? Is there anything? And, I mean, there is, kind of, but it's not really satisfying. And it's just stupid. Like, I just like... Oh, are you kidding me? I just, like... I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just stupid, bro. It's just honestly just stupid. I just don't like it. I just don't freaking like the fact that they just go ahead and introduce a brand new spanking animatronic out of absolutely nowhere. Oh my gosh, my shots. My shots. Holy crap.
We've lost the hard point.
I freaking knew it, bro. I knew there was gonna be somebody behind me.
Enemy spy plane inbound. Point is secure. We've lost the...
Like, yeah, man. It's just stupid. By the way, if y'all have any comments... Are you seriously just camping in this corner? It's just dumb. It's just dumb. If you have any comments to say in the chat too, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hope whoever's watching right now knows Fnaf, or else they're gonna be heck confused of like what I'm even mad at. But think about it like this: like Fnaf is failing at basic storytelling principles. Basic storytelling principles. It's sacrificing an actual cohesive story for theory baits and crap like that. Like, it's not even... Fnaf does not have a cohesive story when you really think about it. It really does not. It's just a bunch of questions, like open-ended questions with no answers. I know that's sort of a double entendre, but you get what I mean. Like, literally, Fnaf is just a series full of open-ended questions. And you will never get an answer for most of these questions. Despite how long you may be theorizing, you may never get an answer for these questions, Saiki. Never. I expected this game to at least answer at least some of the questions. It's a freaking DLC, for goodness sakes. It's not even a new game. It's a DLC. It's an expansion of Security Breach. And it still doesn't give any explanation of what the freak goes on in the first game. It doesn't give any explanation. Oh, well, I was in the wrong place. Oh, there's somebody in there? Oh, it doesn't matter.
The Reds have got us beat.
We're not taking this. Time to bug out.
Bro, my team on every single one of these have sucked. But, Booty Monger and Boozy Monger. Anyways. So, yeah. The series just theory baits over and over and over and over and over again, and even this latest DLC has done it. And I swear, I was so mad at the end of my stream the other day. I was so upset. Because not only did I spend all that time just fighting my way through the tedious gameplay loop. Not only was I fighting my way through the tedious gameplay loop that was about a whole 2 hours over, that stayed about 2 hours over its welcome, by the way. It already stayed about 2 hours over its welcome. And only to get that ending that just explains nothing. It's just so unrewarding to fight through all of that just to get an ending that is so bad. It's so bad. Doesn't make any sense.
Hardpoint is secure.
Ah, shoot.
Grenade out. Throwing frag grenade. Tango down.
This one shot it. Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me get to my thoughts on Fnaf as a whole. Let me get to my thoughts on Fnaf as a whole, bro. Because it really... All these games do is just further emphasize issues that Fnaf has always had. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, Fnaf is a series from the beginning that has prided itself on sort of like fans solving it. Like, the series prides itself on that element of just like fan discovery and you know what I'm saying, like fans crafting theories, like what's going on. Oh dang, the fans crafting theories on like what's going on and crap like that. Like that has been like the entire like sort of fun of Fnaf from the beginning. However, I feel like now it's completely, that element of Fnaf is completely overstayed its welcome, because now they're just starting to like throw things at us without explaining it. It's not a sort of like it's not like a cliffhanger deal anymore where it's like, oh, well, we don't know the answer yet, but you know what I'm saying, they're gonna give us the answer later or whatever the freak. Like, it's not like that anymore. Now it's just, Fnaf has, Fnaf is giving you, no, not Fnaf, but, we're going to, like, just throw things at you and, not explain it. Solve it. Yeah, you have to solve it, guys. Like, they're for some reason treating math like they're treating, like, Fnaf like a math problem. Fnaf. Like, we're treating Fnaf like a math problem where now you have to, like, do an equation to freaking solve the freaking, how Golden Freddy can set up a freaking hell for Afton or whatever the freak. Like, they just throw things at you. They just throw things at you and then they're like, yeah, deal with it. Deal with it. Oh, you're confused? Well, guess what? That's because you gotta solve it. It's confusing because you gotta solve it. Like, is that BS? Like, bro. Like, that is so stupid. I just don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that method of storytelling anymore. I just don't agree. Because here's the issue. That would be fine if Fnaf gave you the answers. If the series gave you answers. But the series rarely actually answers about... Guys, as of right now, where Fnaf currently is with the storyline, Fnaf hasn't provided... With every answer Fnaf provides, they throw about seven more questions. They can never catch up. They put themselves in a position where the series legit cannot catch up. They cannot catch up.
Grenade out.
Hardpoint is secure.
Go.
We've lost the hardpoint.
Dang. Fnaf put themselves in a position where they cannot catch up story-wise. They need a game where it is legit just the entirety of it is just dedicated to answering questions that, you know what I'm saying, like that the series has had for ages. Like for instance, guys, does anybody realize that we still don't have the question, like a concrete answer of like what happened on the Bite of 80, like with the Bite of 87 scenario?
We've lost the hardpoint.
We still don't know what happened at the Bite of 87. That's a question that has been proposed since the very first game. Since the very first game. And we still don't have an answer to that.
Did the work of a nation. Come on home.
We still do not have an answer to what happened to the Bite of 87. Like, I just want you guys to realize that. That to me is like just a perfect example of like how distracted the series has become with just theory baiting and just cliffhangers and all this other inconclusive BS that the series throws at you. They've gotten so distracted that they have not answered core vital questions that the series kind of needs. Hey, why did William Afton actually start killing people? That's never answered. We don't know. You can't tell me why William Afton starts killing people. You cannot tell me the canonical version, the canonical reason William Afton starts murdering children. You can't give me an answer because there isn't one. It feels like Scott Cawthon, the creator, just throws questions without even considering an answer. Right? Like he just throws questions at you without even conceiving a possible answer. He's just like, this will be interesting. Why don't we have the fans try to figure out this? And he just throws it at you. Is there an answer? Probably not. It's just something you have to think about. Hey, what is the blob? Where did it come from? I don't know. Look in the books. I don't know. Hey, how is Burn Trap even alive? Because he always comes back. AKA, plot. Like, I feel like so many of the things that happen in FNAF need, I'm not saying can, I'm saying need to be summarized with because plot. Why does William Afton start killing people? Because plot. What happened to Bite of 87? That's not even a plot answer, that's just a question in general that they just want to answer. Hey, how did Michael Afton survive getting his guts thrown? Legit throwing up his robotic guts. How did he live? Plot. How does Springtrap survive the FNAF 6 burning? Plot. How did the Mimic survive the FNAF 6 burning? Since apparently the entire underside, like the entire underground of the Pizzaplex is the FNAF 6 location. This was legit. The game makes a whole point of saying showing you that the Pizzaplex is built on top of the FNAF 6 location, which burned the freak down. So that raises another question: how did the Mimic survive getting burned alive? How did the Mimic survive getting burnt? It's like the series doesn't know how fire works. What the freak hit me?
We've pulled ahead. За родину!
Bozo. Oh, this is like on top of there? What? Shoot. Got him. Like, where was I in the question? Where was I? Yeah, so, I don't know exactly where I left off, but y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. Fnaf just, they legitimately just cannot be bothered to actually give you a conclusive answer to why things happen. They cannot bother to have like an actual like cohesive story. Instead, fans have to like kind of like piece together. So they have to freaking Frankenstein's monster this whole freaking storyline where they have to like desperately grab pieces from other they have to like desperately grab parts of the lore and try to stitch it together. Try to like create some abomination where they like just have to stitch the freaking timeline together. To even make it even look cohesive. But when you really think about it, like, no, none of this crap really makes sense. Oh my god, that was a teammate, I'm sorry. That was a teammate. Like, none of this crap makes any sense. That's the annoying part. That's the part about FNAF that has been annoying for years and it's been an issue, but nobody's really acknowledged it because it's just been such a big part of the, it's just been such a big part of the, FNAF franchise for so long. But no one acknowledges that it's high-key not the best thing that the series doesn't have an answer for half the questions it proposes. Like, sure, like, oh, I almost got got. But, like, sure, like, it's okay to, like, have your series have some freaking mystery to it. But when it's at the sacrifice of a cohesive story or plot, it's just like not good at that point. Like, straight up, it's just not good. Like, forget the freaking culture of FNAF or whatever the freak, or how FNAF tells his story. It's not telling any story. It's not telling any stories. It's just like, hey, I'm just gonna throw something at you. Hey, guess what happens here? Guess what happens here? Guess what happens here? Ah, shoot. Like, yeah. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just not good anymore, man. It's just not good. Like, I thought it was good. I thought it was good. But I thought it was good when I thought that the freaking, they were going to give us some answers to some of the crap happening in these freaking games. Saw you. But no, they don't want to give you answers. They want to give YouTubers, they want to give MapHat more stuff to freaking theorize about or whatever the freak, or make videos about. Like, it's just so frustrating, man. What? I'm not trying to mark that. Cancel that. It's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating. And I want to also address some people that I see in the FNAF community talking about, oh, why don't y'all just read the books? Huh? You gotta keep up with the lore in order to understand it, guys. It's just like, bro, I've been keeping up with the lore. The issue is they just throw some confusing BS at you last minute just to get you talking or whatever the freak. Like, it has nothing to do with what you know about the lore. It legit has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it at this point. Now they're just throwing in random crap from the books. They're just picking up random crap from the books and just throwing it in there, bro. Why? By the way, and the reason why this is such a big issue is because the books are not even supposed to be canon. They're not even supposed to be canon. They're just supposed to be like little like goosebump stories that set in the FNAF universe. They're not even, half of them are not even supposed to be canon. Yet Scott is just freaking cherry picking. He's just cherry picking elements from the books just to throw in the freaking what was this? What did I get shot by? He's just cherry picking elements from the books just to throw into the freaking FNAF scene, just throw into like the mainline story. I did not get. Actually, I blew myself up. He's just cherry picking this crap now. Ain't no way. I'm waiting for the second to show up. I'm waiting for this bozo to show up in particular. Like, listen. Got him. Like, listen, I just, like... I'm sorry, like... You cannot tell me to, keep up with the lore when the creator himself is legit just cherry-picking random freaking crap. Random crap from the books. And not even, like... It's not even like good crap, it's stupid stuff. And he's just throwing the stupid stuff in the freaking, in the mainline story. Ah, shoot.
Hostile sentry turret active.
No, it was up there.
Hostile care package inbound. Multiple enemy sentry turrets active. Hostile spy plane established overhead. Multiple hostile sentry turrets working your AO.
Sorry, I'm just really locked in. I'm just really trying to get this real quick. Got him. Wait, did he get me? Was that him?
We're ahead. Don't let up.
Gotcha. Oh, I do have the flamethrower. Okay, cool. You have a sentry turret set up?
Waypoint marked.
I will mark that down. I'm gonna catch you every time, bozo.
Package on standby.
Yeah, you camping that? Bet.
Remaining seconds.
There you go.
Push. Multiple hostile sentry turrets working your AO.
Let's go. Anyways. Like, dog. Ain't no way this sucker got the free... Bro, no shot. What? My kill was better than this, bro. That is so stupid. Anyways. Back on FNAF. The story is just not good. It's just not good, and it really has never been good. It really has never been good because the series has always been like this, where where they just give you like things to theorize about, but don't really give you answers. Sometimes they give you the answers way later. Sometimes they don't give you the answers at all. Like the FNAF 4 box. When did we get answers to that? And what did that even mean? I don't even know what the freak the box even meant. It's just... like... I think it all comes boiling down to this. Does Scott Cawthon actually have a plan for this series? Does he have a plan for this series? Right? Like, does he actually have a plan? Because right now, especially with these newest installments to the franchise, it feels like he's just making BS up as he goes. He's just making stuff up as he goes. It literally doesn't even feel like the franchise even has a direction anymore. It's just like, hey, because again, he's just cherry picking random crap from the books and throwing it in. Nothing in Security Breach Ruin has anything to really do with the first Security Breach other than Gregory. Like, another question. Freddy is just dead now. He's just dead and evil now. He's an evil corpse that attacks you now. How did that happen? How did that happen?
Take the objectives.
How did that happen?
Enemy has A.
What? Sorry. So this game like the camp. But yeah, like how did Freddy die? The only way I can explain that is that if the game is following the Vanny ending, which is Freddy and Gregory go after Vanny, and then Gregory gets comically, might I add, torn apart by freaking security staff bots. That's like the only like reasonable conclusion I can come with as to like why Freddy is literally just not only ripped to shreds, like homie has been absolutely mutilated, and he's now an evil corpse. But even with that, like, that would explain why he's destroyed. But that wouldn't explain why he's freaking, like, evil, or why he chases you, or why he kills you. That does not explain why he's evil now, even though he was, like, the only good animatronic. Now, what would explain him being evil, would be that Afton ending, where Afton has hacked Freddy, and he's, like, taking over Freddy, or whatever the freak. He like takes. Oh, how did I flash myself? What? As you do the boss fight and crap like that, and an entire mechanic behind that boss fight is Freddy is being hacked by. Seriously, Freddy is being hacked by Afton. So that would explain why he's evil. Like, maybe Afton's hacking skills were good and Freddy became hacked or whatever the freak. That would explain that. But then, that wouldn't explain. That would not explain, why he's freaking torn apart. So, it's like they took elements from both endings instead of just committing to one of them. And it's freaking confusing and stupid. Hold on. I'm going crazy. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Bro, just run past me and drop a freaking... Nah.
Enemy spy.
Anyways, like, y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? This game, its whole ending, it's like everything about that ending just doesn't make any sense. Everything about that last 30 minutes or so, because I remember everything started to go off the rails once I realized that we only had like 20 minutes left in the game. Like everything's once that happened, everything started going off the freaking rails, and I was just like, bro, I don't understand anything that's happening over here. Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes any sense. And again, this is a stream just so I can rant about it for real. That's the entire point of this stream. I just wanted to rant about that ending. Rant about FNAF as a whole, because I don't think the series was ever really good. I honestly cannot say that the FNAF story was ever really good because it's barely a story. It's just a series of questions that may or may never be answered.
Securing A.
Literally. It's hard to say it's hard to say the FNAF is a great story when half the biggest story elements don't really make any sense. And my goodness, does the freaking series have a problem with building in characters. Again, I still don't know the reason why Afton kills people, especially kids. I don't understand that. There's like so much about the FNAF lore that's just left freaking ambiguous, and it is so annoying. I am so sick of it. I am so done with it. I am so done with it. Ugh, it's just how it is. It's just how it is. So, thank you for stopping by my short little rant.
Switching rally points.
Thank you for just stopping by, Heike, because this is just... God, FNAF just sucks. I don't like the series anymore. I straight up don't like it anymore. I feel like this is the last FNAF thing I'm probably ever going to play myself. Heike, I'm done. I'm done. I don't care if Security Breach has another DLC or whatever the freak. I don't care. Unless that DLC actually provides some freaking answers, I'm not playing it. I'm not playing it because even though the DLC is legit like only like 2 hours to 3 hours long, even though it's very short, I still feel like I played like 5 hours. I still feel like I wasted my time. I feel like I wasted my freaking time, bro. Literally. Because the ending was just that bad. I hated it that much. It just felt like I just went through all that for absolutely no reason. Oh, I also want to talk about something else. The rabbits, which is not Glitch Trap, by the way. It's some sort of like security system or antivirus or whatever the freak. Like whatever it's supposed to be. The rabbit, like not Springtrap. Terrible enemy. It's a terrible enemy because it's not scary. Its design is stupid, by the way. Its design is stupid. It doesn't really look like it. It doesn't really look scary or threatening. I mean, at first I was kind of nervous because it was just like, oh my gosh, this thing's hunting me down. But then once you get a good look at it, it really loses its sort of like everything that could make it scary, right? And the other thing is that it just appears too often. It appears way too often, and it's way too much of a presence. It actually appears so often that instead of getting scared by it, I just got bored. It actually was tedious because you have to wear the helmet so much. You have to wear the freaking Bandy mask so much in this game, and it's just tedious to have to just continuously just... What? Like, how'd you shoot me through that? It's just tedious to have to freaking, like, constantly take off your mask for a short period of time just to avoid the thing from tracking you down. Like, you have to just continuously put the mask on, take it off, put the mask on, take it off, put the mask on, take it off. It's just over and over and over again. Sure, the game gives you like a little bit of a break. It gives you like a little bit of a break once Gregory quote-unquote gets rid of the thing. Oh, by the way, how the freak was the Mimic able to get rid of the freaking antivirus? How is it able to do that? Shouldn't it not be able to do that? Isn't that like the whole point? Isn't that literally the entire point? That it is not supposed to, that the Mexis system is supposed to keep it contained? But if it could just temporarily shut off the antivirus, then what's the point?
Secure. Enemy has Alpha.
Then what's the point? What? I'm just confused. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it seemed like the only thing keeping the Mimic contained was the concrete freaking wall. We didn't even need to do all that. We could have just went straight down to where it was. Straight down there. And then freaking like... We could just went straight down there. And then, you know what I'm saying, let the thing go through the concrete wall, and then there you go. There you go.
Hold your positions.
Easy. Like,
Enemy.
oh my gosh. And then you have the whole issue with, okay, why doesn't Cassie just call the cops? But I won't delve too much into that. I mean, that's just stupid, hard trope stuff. Whatever, character doesn't do the logical thing immediately or whatever the freak, you know what I'm saying? I can't really, I won't really hate on the game for that. I won't really like criticize that. Even though it would be interesting if they would actually give us like a reason of why she wouldn't do it. I always find it interesting of like when hard things just actually give reasons of why a character doesn't do something that would appear logical. I find that just interesting thing to do, but hey, whatever. I won't crap on the game too hard for that stuff, but yeah. I mean, yeah. Like,
All squads retreat.
those are my opinions on Security Breach. Those are my opinions on Security Breach. Like, I just feel like the game is insanely just. It's just. It was just not good, man. I did not enjoy myself, bro. I did not enjoy myself. Especially the ending, I thought sucked. I thought the ending sucked. Yeah, it's just stupid. It's just so freaking stupid. In the meantime... I wish you could, like, hop over to other games while continuing your stream. That would be awesome. But I don't think we can do that. Because if I could, I would just hop over to MKX right now and just continue the stream with that. Let me see. I think I'm done playing Cold War for now. Again, it's just a game to just turn off your brain to. Somehow I'm actually close to getting gold, even though I'm not trying. Yeah, yeah, I mean, like, I'm just sick of FNAF. I'm sick of FNAF. I'm sick of the story. This franchise really should have ended at FNAF 6, because FNAF 6 actually had a really good conclusion for everything. Sure, it wouldn't have been perfect. It wouldn't have been perfect. It wouldn't have answered much, but it just would have given an ending to things. And that's why I feel like freaking FNAF needs. It needs a freaking ending, bro. Like, it needs a freaking ending. Like, FNAF doesn't need any more. We don't need to continue this lore or any further. We don't need to continue this story any further. Any further. Because now we're just starting to run out of ideas. Now we are quite literally just starting to run out of ideas. And it's just like, bro. And the new ideas are getting goofier and goofier and goofier. It feels like FNAF is leaning way too hard into the sci-fi element. And I won't even talk about how the Vanity Mask can somehow allow you to pass through freaking objects in real life. We're not even going to talk about that. We're not even going to, because when you put on the vanity mask, you can like pass through objects, like solid objects. I'm not even going to talk about that. That's like another whole hour of ranting. Like, no, dog. Again, I feel like Fnaf is just leaning way too hard into the whole sci-fi element of things, and it's just getting goofy at this point. It's just getting stupid. We're getting to like soon. We're going to be at like Jason X. I think that was what it's called. Like the freaking the Friday the 13th movie that took place in space. Soon we're going to get to like that level of goofiness where it's just like, bro, like what is even going on, bro? Like what is even going on? This is just such a far cry from what this used to be, and what it's such a far cry from what made it great. I wish we could have like grounded FNAF back. Can we have grounded FNAF back, please? Instead of all these like freaking AI possessing people through their heads type BS. Like, can we stop with that? Can we stop with the whole, oh my gosh, we have ghosts in our hard drives and they are infiltrating our brains? It's like, what's even going on here? What's even going, like, spirits, you can apparently like do a digital copy of your soul, put it on a hard drive, put it in a game, and then the freaking soul can then possess somebody through a game. Stop it. Stop it. This series started off with just a guy walks into a restaurant, kills about 5 kids, and then stuffs their bodies in animatronic suits, and then the kids possess the animatronics. That's where this series started off. Not this freaking data mind transference crazy BS. Not this whole, oh my gosh, animatronic can mimic voices and stuff like that. Not this whole, oh my gosh, I can put on this mask and this mask allows me to phase through freaking solid objects. Or no, bro. No. No. Just no. No. Can we stop? Can we stop? Make this make sense, y'all. Make this make sense. It's just getting dumber and dumber and dumber, and I can't. I can't do it anymore, guys. I can't do it anymore. Like, I refuse. I refuse to give FNAF my time of day anymore. I really do. I really do. Like, this really was just like Security Breach was my breaking point. This was just like, no. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. The fact that the DLC didn't even bother to answer any of the biggest questions from Security Breach is just that. What the freak? What the freak? I don't even know who Cassie is for real. I don't even know who Cassie is for real, but or Cassie's relationship to Gregory. What is Cassie's relationship to Gregory? Honestly, guess just nothing. Okay. I guess they're friends. I guess Cassie's a W friend for trying to freaking go in, but just sticking her neck out to find her friend, who just ends up killing her anyway. Who just ends up killing her anyway. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. But anyways, I think I'm done talking about this. I'm done talking. Again, me and Woody W. will make a whole other video explaining again why this is bad. I'll probably repeat a lot of the same points, but I definitely got some points that I left out just so I could talk about them there. So make sure to check that video out once it eventually comes out. But in other news, this is a really good year for fighting games, dog. This is a W year for fighting games, for real. This is a W year. We are getting MK1, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, and freaking... Actually, I don't know if Tekken 8 is coming out this year, but still, Street Fighter 6 and MK1. That's freaking lit. And they both look. I know Street Fighter 6 is good, but MK1 also looks amazing. MK1 also looks amazing. I'm hoping that they're going to reveal some new trailers, or a new trailer today. We also got a new trailer for Project L, the League fighting game that's coming out. Sorry, I'm just looking over the things here. Yeah, we got, which I'm also very excited for because I loved Arcane. I loved Arcane so much. I'm still waiting for that season 2 desperately. I also like, again, I want to get into Riot Games, but I just haven't been able to. But this fighting game looks like the one I'm going to get into for real. This fighting game, it looks like the one I'm going to get into because it just looks so good. Like, it actually looks like they're not just like making a fighting game just to make a fighting game, like just to have more games. Like, it's just like, no, they're actually putting like a ton of love, a ton of care into it, and it looks sick. It looks awesome. It looks awesome. Like, the character they revealed today looks so good. He looks amazing, bro. He looks amazing. I'm like, wow, like, they're really putting a lot of effort into this. They're really putting a lot of effort into this game, and I respect that. I respect that. So, yeah, bro, this is a W time for fighting games. This is a great time for fighting games right now, so get into it. Get into it. What else did I want to sort of, like, just go over real fast? Oh, yeah, movies and shows. So, quarantine movie reviews. I can't guarantee you guys are going to get one anytime soon. I can't guarantee that. But I will probably sometime in the fall, I will make another compilation sort of review type of video. I've had to do a lot of these because it's harder to just, for me, to just like delve into something real deep and do all that editing and do all that script writing and do all that stuff. It's just hard to do all that stuff because I'm at a very busy point in my life right now. At a very busy point in my life. I'm going to college, like, officially next week. I'm going to college officially next week. Starting the whole 4-year term next week. So yeah, I have to get ready for that. I have to and by the way, I'm also moving several states down. I'm going from the Northeast all the way to the South. So I have a lot of stuff going on in my life right now. So quarantine movie reviews are going to have to wait. They're going to have to take a back seat for quite a bit. But hopefully sometime in the fall, maybe like mid-fall, I can bring them back. Because I do have some stuff I want to talk about. And stuff I want to review and stuff like that. I want to talk about The Mandalorian Season 3. I really want to talk about The Mandalorian Season 3. That's a thing I've wanted to make a video on for months, and I just have not been able to, and it's frustrating, because I really want to. Because I have some things to say about that season. I definitely want to make a quarantine movie review on Invincible Season 2. Invincible was possibly my second favorite show of 2021, behind Arcane. Like 2021 was a great year for shows, bro. That was a great year for shows. But yeah, Invincible was, I loved it. I loved Invincible a lot. So I'm hoping and praying that season 2 will be just as good. I did see the Adam and Eve special that they released, and I thought that was great. So I'm even more excited than I was for it. So I'm just again, prayers that will be good, and I'm definitely intending to review that. Let's see, what else is coming out, chat? Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. I saw that. I also want to review that too, and I got to review Spider-Verse 2. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff to review. But Yeah. Quarantine movie reviews, those will start again possibly like mid-fall. Maybe like mid-September. Well, whenever I have like a comfortable point in my life, I'll go ahead and make those. I promise. I'll go ahead and make those. But yeah. Let's see what else. I think that's about it. I think that's everything I wanted to discuss. Again, just the cliff notes, the TLDR of this whole thing is, FNAF sucks. The story sucks. The gameplay of FNAF Security Breach and FNAF Ruin both suck in similar ways, but different. But at the end of the day, they're both extremely tedious, and they both just make you want to pull your hair out by the second hour. So yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and watch the rest of Evo and see what's happening there. I'm hoping that new MK1 trailer will be revealed today, because I'm just thirsting to see more of that game. I'm just thirsting to it. I'm hoping they can improve the movement. I'm really hoping by the time the game comes out, because I think it's actually coming out next month. I'm hoping that they improve the movement of the game, because one of the criticisms I see, and I do agree with, is the fact the game looks really slow. The game looks really slow. And I don't think we need another MK11, because I see so much potential in this game, and it would be a shame if the game was just hindered by bad slow movement. That would be an absolute shame. This game deserves to have a freaking like hyper crazy movement speed. Like, they don't have to go like all the way MKX level, but maybe they can like just get close. If they can get close to MKX, if they can just improve dashing, I'm not saying they have to add a whole run button, but if they just improve the dashing or improve the normal walk speed, then we'll be golden. We'll be golden. I'll be satisfied. I'll personally be satisfied. I don't need. Again, that game just looks sick. That game just looks awesome. So I'll personally be satisfied with just some faster movement. Again, Project L is looking lit. I'm hoping to get more of that this Evo weekend as well. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it, chat. This might be the last time you see Cold War on my channel. I was just playing this as like a background game. I just thought it'd be appropriate. But yeah, guys, that's about it. Let me know your thoughts on FNAF below. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me know if you think I'm right or if you think I'm wrong. I'm very curious to hear what people will say about this, because I don't feel like enough people are criticizing the series right now. And I feel like the series is up for I feel like the series needs a reprimanding, because it needs to either be reprimanded or it needs to end. Oh yeah, the FNAF movie's also coming out. I'm not really excited for that. I gotta be honest, I'm not excited. I am not excited. But I mean, there's still part of me hoping it'll be good. So, all right, we'll see. All right, guys. Well, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Actually, let me just hit this 130 mark. Let me just hit this 130 mark real quick. I'm just gonna mess around for a couple more seconds. Yeah, guys. So, thank you for stopping by again. Love you all. I'm going to be very busy throughout the rest of this summer and the fall, but rest assured, I will be back. I will not be taking any more long breaks. And I did have a legitimate reason for taking a long break. I literally didn't have I was way too busy, and I didn't have access to my PS5 for like a month. So, yeah, that's the reason why you haven't heard from me from a while. But yeah, let's just hit this 130 mark in the video, in the stream. But yeah, guys, hope you have a good day. Long live games, guys.